So, Redman, welcome to the Crypto Princess channel and to the Crypto Stories series. How are you today?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Life is good in Las Vegas, Nevada. Just doing the crypto thing like every day.
Awesome. Is that where you're based then in Las Vegas?
Las Vegas, yes. This is
Wow.
where I live. It's the home of the Bitcoin conference 2025.
Mhm.
So we're
So,
excited.
so Redman, the resident question I ask everyone is if I was to meet you in high school, what kind of person were you?
So in high school, I was a jock. My dad was drafted by the Cleveland Indians. We grew up playing baseball, football, basketball, everything. Um, So I was a jock, but I had friends in every category you can think of, and I loved everybody. I've always been an extrovert. I've always been a person that will reach out and ask you if you're okay, you know. But I love fast cars, so I was part of the what they call them, the rice burners out here in on the West Coast. But yeah, I love driving stick shift. I love being in control of a car. My brother is a mechanic, so we're very active family.
Awesome. I'm so sorry because I'm British. I don't actually know what a jock is. What's a jock?
Well, it's a slang term for an athletic person. Yeah, sorry, I
Oh,
should have
okay.
clarified on that.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's so and I was in sports big time. Especially baseball. Until I got hurt, tore my shoulder. My dad was telling me no curveballs until I was 17, and I kind of jumped the gun and ended up hurting myself. Um, so
Okay. Okay, awesome. So, Redman, from my understanding, you got into crypto in 2018. Now, for those people who are unaware, 2018 was a bear market. So, in bear markets, the price declines, it goes down. 2017 was a brilliant bull run. So, the year before, it was brilliant. Bitcoin started off at 1,000 US dollars and it ended the year just under 20,000 US dollars. You got in the bear market. Bear market's very difficult for both traders and investors and companies, and even fundamentally strong projects can go to zero almost overnight in a bear market. Tell me, how did you get into crypto?
well, I discovered it. So I kept on seeing it um, in the news. I kept on seeing the news and all the FUD because the news tried to FUD Bitcoin for a long time. They really tried to hold back this great technology, and so all the cool kids were getting into it, and I saw the potential in it, the money making ability into it early. I was just didn't have the know how to buy it. There was people. It was getting passed along my paper. I didn't know what that was. I didn't know what a wallet address was. I didn't know
Mhm.
what a centralized exchange was or a decentralized exchange was. So I was not able to buy it until 2018 when Coinbase came out.
So who actually told you? So basically, nobody actually informed you. Nobody said, "Oh, I'm getting into crypto. It's going up. My investments are, skyrocketing." Nobody told you. It was just something that you picked up.
Right, right. So I'm a very curious person. I'm a self starter. Um, Now, as far as Bitcoin and the news and everything like that, I listened to Ben Armstrong. So I
Yes.
started out by listening to Ben and eventually became a mod on his channel before he left, unfortunately. But yeah, I started listening to Ben. I learned a lot from him. And so, but Coinbase coming out and then making it a mobile app, that was how I was able to actually buy Bitcoin.
And what did your family think at the time?
Oh, my mom and dad said it was a total scam. They listened to mainstream media. Mainstream media was saying it's a scam. It's magic internet money, and there's no intrinsic value. And so my parents they ate that up. And so every chance they got, every Thanksgiving dinner, every Christmas, every this and that, ever since 2018, they strongly advised me to not buy Bitcoin. And the crazy part is, in May, my parents are coming down from Montana to Las Vegas, and they're going to ask me how to buy Bitcoin. And that makes me smile. So it's been what? It's 2025, so 2018. So yeah, 7
Years,
years, 7
7
years
years,
of
yeah.
telling me it's a scam, and now they're going to buy. So
Wow. And what about your wife and your family, your immediate family?
so so my wife was not on board, of course.
Oh, wow.
I was taking 25% of my check. I was putting it into Bitcoin at the 2018. That's what my allocation was. It was budgeted at that time, and she was not on board. She didn't know what it was. She was trying to excel in her own job. She didn't have the time to sit down and learn. Her brother is very big into Bitcoin, and sometimes it takes somebody else talking to my wife to get her to change her mind, but she did. And now my wife holds my Bitcoin. She has it on her ledger, so I'm not allowed to touch it, and it's just our DCA, right? We just add to it, and we're not going to sell it till way later on down the road.
So when you got into Bitcoin, it was 2018. The prices were declining the whole year. Did that not put you off?
No, no, not
Okay.
one bit. Because I saw what it did in 2017, and I wanted a piece of that action. Like, it gave me FOMO to see it. It went up what, 200, 300, 400% in that year. So I was on Robinhood beforehand, and I had not seen gains like that on the Robinhood app investing in stocks. So I got the FOMO, and I started the DCA.
Mm-hmm. Okay, awesome. So that was 2018. 2019, you were DCAing. Let's talk about 2020.
Mhm.
The pandemic hit.
Mhm.
People were dying everywhere. Some people thought it was going to be the end of the world. Businesses were closing. People were losing their jobs. It was a very difficult time for the entire world. Everyone was pretty much in lockdown, and nobody really knew what was going to happen. In March 2020, Bitcoin fell from 9,200 to 3,800 US dollars. That must have been very difficult for you, seeing your portfolio cut by, what was that, 60, 70% or something. What
Right.
were you doing in March 2020?
I was just holding. I was new to this. It could have gone to it could have gone to zero. I didn't know enough. All I knew is that it was going to go back up, and I continued the DCA, and I actually, by the stroke of luck, did the right thing. Right. So, in that case, I did the right thing until until later on.
Okay, awesome. Did you get any then in March 2020 in
Yes,
that
I
massive
was
dip?
still.
Well done.
I continued to DCA until 20 March of 2021.
Okay, let's talk about that now. That's amazing. So after we had the COVID dip in
Mhm.
March 2020, we basically did a V-shaped recovery, and we slowly came out of the COVID dip, and then we just went up. 2021 hit. Now, those people who are unaware, 2021 was a bull run. And we went in April 2021, we got to, was it 64,000 US dollars. Then the
Mhm.
China FUD hit. Bitcoin was literally slashed in half. We lost 50% of its value, and we ranged at 30,000 for a good couple of months. Bitcoins were taken off the exchanges. The supply shock then led Bitcoin to have its second rally, and we made the actual all-time high in November 2021 when Bitcoin hit 69,000 US dollars. We had a double peak. It was a whirlwind of emotions. It was very, very difficult for people that were living through that. In hindsight, everything just seems much more clearer. Very, very interesting. You sold just before the China FUD, just before the first peak. How did that happen?
So it was the lull, right? It was the lull of going sideways for what was that, 4 or 5 months in 2021, and they got me. I was a new investor. Yeah, I held through COVID. It went back up, and then I just couldn't look at it anymore. And I was like, I can't deal with this. If it goes down from here, I've held for nothing. So I went ahead and took profits.
When did you
And
take
I,
your profits?
what's that?
When did you take the profits?
In March in March of 2021, when it was at $35,000. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So before, just before the first peak, just before the dip.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Brilliant. That's really, really good.
I took profits at the time. Yeah, but being a new investor, I wasn't privy to market cycles. I did not know about the 4 year, and I did not know that the magical months of November, of December. Had I known that, I would have held until then. Yeah.
So when Bitcoin fell in April, and then it did its second peak. Did you FOMO at the second peak? How did you feel
No,
about the second peak?
I didn't get back in. No, I held, and then I so there was a lot of things going on financially at the time. My wife, when I sold, she was like, "Okay, good, you sold, you took your profits. But let's think about this. Now you're buying back in, and it's more and more expensive." So I just sat and waited. I didn't get back in, and I took the 20% of profits and put them in Shibarium.
Very interesting. After going
Shibina.
from Bitcoin, why did you go to a meme coin?
Because it was the shiny new thing, and I wanted profits, and I got greedy. It worked that time.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm here to make money, So um, that's I found something that skyrockets faster than Bitcoin, and it did at the time because it had the momentum, it had the price action, and it was cheaper than Bitcoin. It was a better value buy um, than Bitcoin at 69,000. So that was my psychology at the time, and I sat on that until it 2 3x, and then took that out and found a more productive way of making passive income.
Yeah, you played it really, really well, especially for a first-time investor. So I understand, from my understanding, soon afterwards you got into mining. How did you get into mining?
So through the BitBoy show, I started watching other channels. My interest peaked in crypto. I found new avenues of making money passively to add on to supplement my income for my full-time job. And so I became friends with a couple of people in the BitBoy community, and I found out they were miners, and I found out the impact that miners have on the Bitcoin price, and that really sparked my interest. And then once I found out that I can mine from the house and I don't have to pay a host to mine for me, um, I like being my own boss. I like being my own boss. I like creating my own hours. I'm a self starter. I'm self motivated. I will research if I feel like it's worth my time. I will research for 24 hours a day until I find the answer that I'm looking for. Um, yeah, and we can go into that later.
So
But
did you have any technical experience? Was this something that you just learned from scratch? Oh,
no, so I had to look. I had to watch YouTube videos. Not only watch YouTube videos, but read manuals and figure out how, even how Windows works. Even how the OS in my own computer works. I had to start from scratch. So I've come quite a long ways, and uh, it's been a tough road with a lot of speed bumps in it. But I'm very happy with where I'm at right now.
so what coin did you start off mining?
So I first needed to learn which graphics cards that I needed to use, and then the first coin that I ever mined was Ethereum. Ethereum
Mhm.
was the easiest to mine, and everybody was mining it. So there was a ton of videos out there to show me how to do that. And I just want to thank people like Red Panda, like DJ Mines. Those are the two that I've watched the most. That taught me how to mine.
Because back in the day, Ethereum used to be proof of work. It's now proof of stake. After Ethereum, what did you go on to?
So the second one was Flux. I mined Flux because I could mine Flux on those same cards that I had for Ethereum. And then later on down the road, I was able to mine Caspa for a short time before the algo went ASIC only.
So, what year did you get into Casper? You must have been really quite early.
Yeah, it had to have been 2022, 2021, 2022.
You're
Yeah.
very early. Yeah,
Uh,
that's
it,
amazing.
I think it was my initial buy-in to Caspa was 0.023 was the initial buy-in. So I didn't get it under a cent. I would have liked to. Um, I'm very excited about the Caspa ecosystem,
Yes.
and they solve the trilemma. They do a lot of the things that Bitcoin kind of dropped the ball on because you know their tech is much better than Bitcoin's tech. It's just Bitcoin is a better store of value than Caspa is.
So in 2023, you were quite heavy into the community. You knew quite a lot of people, but you did make a few really special friendships. Tell me about them.
Yeah, so through the Sin City Crypto show and Discord, I was able to come into contact with Crypto Billy and Jimmy Jim. But at the time, Crypto Billy, he was starting Billy Goat Tales, and he had asked me if I was going to the Cardano CNFT convention in Las Vegas, and I said, of course. I mean, Charles is going to be there. Of course, I'm going to be there. He's like, I need to talk to you about something, and I was like, oh, I hope this is good. So I met him at the convention, and we had a talk about Billy Goat Tales and what Billy Goat Tales was going to be. And he had told me that Tony the Biomex was already in with, excuse me, Billy. So I told him, of course, yes. I mean, this is what I want to do. I want to be a part of a crypto media company and share the good news that I research every day, and reap the rewards of getting to know people and loving on people and helping them in their journey, because I've been helped so much and I want to give back. So that this is my way to get back.
Awesome. Tell me about that conference because you met Charles there, didn't you? Charles Hopkinson's.
We did. My wife came with me. She was actually able to meet David from Sin City Crypto.
Yes, I love
Um,
David.
yeah, yeah, and she was able to meet Rob. And I know you had an interview with Rob. Both those guys are outstanding. They're good guys too, on and off camera. They are good people. And then Charles was there. Charles showed up. We didn't get to shake his hand. There was a bunch of people around Charles, of course. He was speaking on the main stage. We were able to walk around and get to know the NFT companies within the Cardano ecosystem, and I think that's what kind of bolstered my FOMO into Cardano NFTs, was getting to know the people and seeing how organic they were and how real they were, how they wanted to get to know you, how they wanted you to be a part of their community. The Cornucopias guys, I sat and talked to the blockchain security, the guys who heads up the blockchain security um, for Cornucopias. I had a talk with them for quite a while, just talking about blockchain stuff. So and it was like that with a lot of different projects in Cardano. We were really impressed. We got a bunch of free shirts and free stickers. We had a good time. Most of all, we got to meet David and Rob. at that conference too.
Okay. So just quickly, so Charles Hopkinson's, he's an absolute genius. He's a mathematical genius. He's a co-founder of Ethereum, which is at the moment the largest altcoin. And he also founded Cardano, which is a blockchain with a huge ecosystem all around it. And I love Cardano as well. What sets Cardano apart is that they do peer-to-peer reviews, and it's all educational based and all the rest of it. There's a lot of education, a lot of really intelligent people in that project. I do love Cardano as well. So you're quite heavy into Cardano now.
I am. I am. I'm a big Cardano guy. Not as big as Billy. Billy is a big Cardano guy. But yes, I've gotten the privilege to meet Charles Hoskinson, take pictures with him, and get to talk to him a second. We had him on Billy Goat Tales. He was actually in the emotional intelligence chapter, which you can buy on billygoattales.io. And the mint info, you can press that, and then you'll be able to buy NFT if you have 25 Cardano. But yeah, I got to meet him, and I invite him. I saw him. He was at the Hydra convention here in Las Vegas a couple months ago. I saw him there, and I invited him again on Billy Goat Tales. We're awaiting his response, but hopefully we can get Charles back on the show.
So anyone who's not aware, an NFT runs on blockchain technology. So Web3 will be built on blockchains, and blockchains are the underlying technology that all cryptocurrencies run off. An NFT is a piece of code that's on the blockchain that proves ownership of something. Tell me about your NFT journey.
So I was just like anybody else. I didn't know anything about NFTs. I didn't know how to purchase them. I didn't know what they were, what they all entailed. So there again, I learned a lot of mine from Billy. Billy and Tony have taught me a lot about NFTs. And then I had to watch videos on what the purpose was. Other than just being a JPEG or a picture, they have a lot more capabilities than people think. There are smart contracts embedded within NFT code. So yeah, I had to learn all that stuff. Nothing came easy in my crypto journey. It was supposed to be that way because I needed to learn from A to B, from A to Z, what was in every project, and that's what I did. So yeah, NFTs they're expanding, right? Their use case is expanding. They're going to be used in the DMV, the Department of Motor Vehicles in California, on the Avalanche chain. That's coming out here pretty soon. It's been confirmed. So NFT use, other than ticket sales, NFTs will be used. They could be used for a deed, the ownership of a house. So they have a bunch of different use cases instead of just digital art. It is not just digital art. I think that's really downplaying the use of NFTs.
And BlackRock and Larry Fink's literally they just want to use NFTs for everything. They want to tokenize everything as well. So they're not going to go anywhere. Tell me more about Billy Goat Tales now. I know you had a book out a couple of months ago. From my understanding, you're releasing your own book as one of the founders. Tell me about that. That's so exciting.
So yeah, thank you for asking about that. It's the a Tricky Wolf and the Wise Boy. It was released last week on Amazon. You can now buy Billy's book and my book at the same time for $15. If you buy them individually, they're $14.99 for paperback and they're $99 for an ebook. The tale, and it entails a boy who does his own research, finds out what Bitcoin can do for his village and his financial freedom. So he does his own research. He knows how to spot a fake and a real coin. And he's done this because he's sat down and he's gone through white papers, and he knows what keys are, and he knows what wallets are, and he knows how the ins and outs of how they work. And so, the bad guy in the story is the wolf, and the wolf sees the potential in Bitcoin, and he wants a piece of that action. But he doesn't want to add anything of value. He wants to fool people into giving them their money, giving him their money. And the boy sees right through this, because the boy, his name is Jack, has done his research, and he knows that the wolf is not adding anything of value to the space. It's just his coin is basically taking from people instead of giving something back. And so the boy is able to help the village. There's some people that listen to the boy, to Jack, and there's some people who don't. And the people who don't lost their riches, and the people who do were able to stay safe in crypto and continue to keep their hard-earned money.
Awesome. So it's as much as an educational book as it is a book for entertainment or for bedtime.
I've bought meme coins and utility coins. There are some utility coins out there that rug also. It's not just meme coins. And so that was something that I learned over time and through my own experiences, that doing your research pays off in the end if you do your own research and don't just listen to somebody because they said it on a YouTube channel. And I'm just using YouTube as reference. Obviously, there's more stuff out there. Twitter, crypto Twitter it can be very vicious out there. So with the fake news and whatnot.
And how long is the book? Is it okay for bedtime? And what sort of ages is the book for?
So the book is for ages 4 to 14,
Okay.
and it's short enough. It's short enough to where you could read it with your child right before you go to bed. I believe it's 39 pages, but half of those pages are pictures, and the illustrations are top shelf. I was impressed. I mean, seeing the illustrations gave me FOMO. You know, it was actually my favorite part, other than the story itself, was finding somebody who can create images that are consistent with the story, and I did. I did that, and the editing on the images was probably about 3 weeks going back and forth with the creator. So
So a lot went into this book then.
a lot. It's been revised more than 9 times, and that's just the manuscript part of it.
Oh gosh.
So I wrote the story to begin with, and I really liked the story. I thought, man, this is a great story, but I didn't think of all the different facets that went into it, and it did not. In the end, Jimmy, because I was continuing to get editing advices from my founders and Billy Goat Tales, and Jimmy said it didn't paint crypto in a positive light at the end. And at first, I was like, "What? What are you talking about?" I'm gonna have to go back and write this whole thing, and I did. I humbled myself. I looked at it again, and I said, you know what, it doesn't, and maybe I can turn this negative into a positive, and I did. I was able to do that, and so that was big. That was big for my confidence, big for Billy Goat Tales, and this is the story that we've come up with in the end, and I'm impressed with it. It's good.
It's a lovely story. It really, really is. Tell me a little bit more about the organization. So who are the other founders?
So there's Crypto Billy, Rich Smothers. There's Tony the Biomex.
Yep. They've
And
both been on my channel.
they
So
both have interviews with me.
yep.
And then there's Jim.
Yep.
So Jim Weibel. And then there's Dave Digital. So DD, as most people know him. All 5 will have their own book. They've come up with their own writing ideas. The 5 books will be in a box set. It will be available for purchase, all 5 at once at the end. Jimmy's book is probably going to be Q4 of this year, Q1 of next year. So you should be seeing advertisement for it here in a couple months. And if you know Jimmy, it should be a barn burner. Should be a great story. So
I'm really glad you guys are doing this because we don't really get much things for children when it comes to crypto and blockchain technology.
right. So, and that was one of the emphasis, right? That was one of the key points there. Other than my own motivations, the group decided that going the children's book route was the best because um, I think, when you're a kid, your brain is a sponge. You
Mhm.
just soak up so much information that your brain releases later on in life. Your mannerisms, how you talk, the way you walk, how you react to things. A lot of those are encased in your earlier years in life, and so one of our main purposes at Billy Goat Tales is to create mass adoption. We want to see new people coming in. We love the people that are here, and we are there for the people that are here, but we want to see new people come into the movement, the revolution that is crypto. And this is one of the ways that we're going to do it, is through children's books. Also, my aunt is part of the school system here in Las Vegas,
Mhm.
so I will be going here in the next couple of months to go talk to a librarian and to see if I can get our 5 book set put on, excuse me, put on some kind of curriculum for elementary and middle school students. Because when I was a kid, we did not have any kind of financial class. There was no financial fiscal responsibility. There was nothing, and I had to learn them all on my own. But that's because I pushed myself to do it. A lot of people out there are not going to push themselves to learn about finance, and if we can get a good book with good info into the school system, I think we can see a lot more people grow up realizing the benefits of crypto and what it does by cutting out the banks and the middlemen. So, yeah, I think children's books are the way to go for the future.
Mhm. So also tell me about your community because the Big Goats Tales community is one of the best actually that I've been a part of. I'm in your Discord. I show up to your live streams. I'm in your chats when you have live streams as well.
We love having you.
You have 2 live streams a week. Tell me about your community.
They're the most supportive community in
They are.
crypto by far. I mean, I love all these people, and they're great people, and they want to help. They want to further the word of crypto and givers gain, and they all have the philosophy. Like, they share our streams, they like our posts, and I've been humbled to be a part of this. And I never thought it could be done, but it's being done, and we're growing at a great rate. And to have people like Andy and Jesse and Jay Violet, and have those people out there supporting you every day, and you, Princess, you've done so much for the space already. Um, it's invigorating, and it makes you want to do more. It makes you want to dive more deeper into the space. So it's very encouraging, and I'm humbled. I'm humbled to have good people around me.
Mhm. So, Redmond, what's next for you? You've already accomplished a lot. You've figured out how to invest. You figured out how to DCA. A lot of people can't get DCA right. You figured out mining. You're now part of a community. You're educating other people. You've written a book. You've done so much. What's next for you?
My next thing is take all this to video, to share what I know, to spread good information, to help people make good investment decisions, and to spread the word of crypto and financial freedom. That is my main key, is to get people out of the banking system and become their own bank and be responsible for themselves. I think it's a liberating thought, right? It's a liberating thought that I don't need an institution to do this for me. I can do it myself, and I can do it through crypto. And I want to show people that they're able to do that.
So, Redman, what's next for Billy Goat Tales?
So As I mentioned before, every founder will write their own book, and they'll be part of the series. Then we're going to be doing a leadership motivational um, series for kids. It's going to be the kid cornerstone book. Yeah, Tony's working on that right now. Um, but just so everybody knows, I have the 10 cornerstones of our company, and I just would like to go over those real quick, if that's okay with you,
Yeah,
Princess.
please do.
So this is the pathway. This is what basically Billy Goat Tales was built on. And this is what we emphasize in every live show and every X space um, that we get into on Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. All right. So chapter 1 is the love principle. The first secret on the giver's game pathway is centered around the power of love. Begin each day with a heart of a heart full of gratitude and love. Instead of focusing on what you lack, concentrate on what you possess and build upon it. Express your love for life, your character, family, the earth, sun, all people, nature, and your health. Love acts as a potential weapon capable of opening the hearts of others and deflecting the arrows of hate and spears of anger. We encounter new individuals and silently affirm, I love you, and let this love shine through your eyes, removing any frowns and bringing smiles and open hearts. Love, the most powerful emotion, is the key to success. And then chapter 2 is the power of persistence. The second secret emphasizes persistence, the unwavering commitment to a course of action despite difficulties or opposition. Regardless of someone's status, wealth, wisdom, or experience, don't allow anyone to deter you from your dreams. Bearish thoughts of defeat and eradicate eradicated words conveying failure from your vocabulary. Anything is possible, and persistence is a crucial key to success. Repeat daily, I will persist until I succeed. It's part of the positive affirmations. Um, and then chapter 3 was embracing rarity. You, Crypto Princess, Red Man, we are a one of one. There is not going to be another Red Man. There's not going to be another Princess. As many people might think there will be, but there's not. There's nobody like us. And so embracing rarity really does reaffirm confidence in yourself and confidence in your speech and your actions, knowing that you are a one-on-one and that you are rare. Um, Chapter 4, the integrity of honor. The fourth secret links a person's character directly to their honor. Act with honor even when no one is watching, making decisions based on doing the right thing. Prioritize putting others first, practicing chivalry in actions and commitments. Apologize when necessary, as it signifies honor, which is more powerful than being right. Chapter 5, Mastering Emotions. The fifth secret explores emotional intelligence and the ability to leverage your mood for success. Recognize your emotional state and channel it positively. Focus on love when facing negative emotions, recalling moments of joy to reset yourself. Love, the strongest emotion, can help maintain emotional balance. And obviously, as I'm going through these, they all relate to investing. Each one of these cornerstones has something to do with your emotional psyche when you're investing, um, right? Because chapter 6 is true wealth. And the sixth secret redefines wealth, emphasizing the true wealth resides in the heart, not the purse. Character building is the path to real wealth, achieved through selfless giving and love. Avoid greed and prioritize selfless persistence to give, surrounded by like minded individuals, which is the BGT community, right? So that's what we're doing. The power of faith. The seventh secret delves into faith, the belief in oneself, uniqueness, and the impact of positive actions. Faith and persistence go hand in hand, providing strength in times of challenge. Trust a higher purpose and have faith that your actions, even if unnoticed, make a difference, right? So the chapter 8 is the art of habits. And Billy emphasizes that every morning, 7:30. Well, 7:30 my time. I don't know what it would be on your time, but the motivational mindset, and I see you on there as well, Crypto Princess, every day. So chapter 8 is the art of habits. The eighth secret underscores the importance of habits in achieving success. Cultivate a positive mindset, establish good habits, and set goals spanning different time frames. Discipline is crucial in building and maintaining these habits, leading to long-term success, right? And then 9 is fearless action. So this is where I kind of come in because I take action. I take action in learning protocols that I need to learn to be successful, right? So the ninth secret encourages taking action. Despite the fear of failure, failure is a natural part of growth, and overcoming fear is essential for Progress. Embrace fear, leverage it to your advantage, and persist in taking the first step towards change. And chapter 10 is the final chapter of the Cornerstones. It says the strength of community. The 10th secret advocates for community engagement and giving back. And that's what we're doing right now. Enrich the communities you belong to, whether professional, local, or social, and watch the reciprocal blessings unfold. Focus on giving rather than profit, and through community connections, find love and wealth. See, that's that's what we do at Billy Goat Tales. That's what we do. We lift people up. Crypto Princess, you're one of those people. We lift you up. You're working hard on your end to do what you need, and we are there for you. And other influencers in the game, Sam, Crypto Lifer, Crypto Crow, bunch of other guys, Sin City Crypto, um, and especially the guy you just had, Truth. You know,
Yeah.
he's you lift him up as much as possible. Kelly Kellum, lift him up as much as possible. But it's not limited to those guys. There's so many other people out there working hard for mass adoption and teaching people every day. And so we're here for those people. We love on those people as much as we possibly can. So
Oh my God, I love the 10 cornerstones. I really,
yeah.
really do. That's so
Mhm.
sweet. That really,
You
really is.
you learned
Um,
something new today.
but I can vouch for the community
Yeah.
myself because the
Yeah.
community is absolutely brilliant. And a lot of them have supported me. A lot of them are in my discords. And when I go to start to do my live streams, a lot of them will be my mods as well. So the community is absolutely brilliant. And I can also vouch for all of the founders of Billy Goat Tales as well, because I know all of them and they've been really, really helpful. That's brilliant, Redman. Thank you so much for coming on. You've achieved a lot in your time in crypto, and thank you for sharing that with us.
Thank you, Crypto Princess, and I appreciate that. And it was an honor, and I'm very humble to be here today.